At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. Now, brothers, we always talk about attracting women, right? But what we don't talk about is that when it comes to attracting a woman, that is broken down into two phases, right? Now, the first phase is the one we mainly always talk about. And that's when we talk about, brothers, how to approach a woman, how to properly slide a woman's DM if you're going to do that, or how to respond if a woman comes to you, right? Now, this is the initial stage and by far the easiest stage, because any brother that watches 4 to 5 hours worth of YouTube content can easily master this, can easily get a first date or a phone number from a woman. But see, once we transition into phase 2, this is where most brothers drop the ball, right? Because phase 2 is when a woman can actually see you for what you are. They can see if you're about that life, right? Look in your phone, brothers. If there's a laundry list of women that you've met, that you've contacted and talked for maybe once or twice, and then they just kind of faded off, this video's for you. Today, brothers, we're going to talk about the top 3 things that women crave in a man. Let's talk about it. Now, last week, I was honored to be on a podcast of Brother Bricks Fitness, a brother I've been watching for a long time. And one of the things we talked about was attraction. Now, when it comes to men being attracted to women, it's a no-brainer that a woman's physical attributes, hold a lot of weight as far as a man being attracted to a woman. But a lot of men automatically assume that a woman's mind works the exact same way. Now I'm not gonna sit here and act like every woman is not gonna wish they had some Simeon Panda looking brother, but you have to understand that when a woman craves a man physically, it only occupies a very small percentage of her brain. If you really want a woman to crave you, you have to set sparks all over a woman's mind, right? Now, figuring out what a woman craves seems difficult because it seems that through her years that it changes. But does it? Right? See, initially she's attracted to the Pookies and Ray Rays, and later in life she's attracted to the Cletuses and the Creflos. But to really understand, all you have to do is look at the common denominator. Now, one of the first things I'm going to talk about, brothers, as far as a woman being attracted and craving a man for this, is a man being an original man. Right? And the reason I want to talk about this one first, man, because very few brothers understand the power of being an original man, right? Now, one thing you have to understand is that, when women are amongst each other, when they're out getting their hair done and their nails done, and it's just them, brothers, women love to brag about us, brothers. They love to brag about the men in their lives. And the thing is, they love to express how different their man is, or talk about some of the rare hobbies that their man is into, or some of the books that their man has turned them on to, right? And the reason that women love the original man is for a couple of different reasons. One is because the reason I just said, she loves just having a man that's cut from a different cloth, right? Two, she loves to have a man that she can learn from. If a woman gets a man that's just like every other brother, then she's just going to get the same thing that every other brother has to offer, right? If a woman has a man that thinks different, acts different, holds himself different beliefs, different hobbies, she's getting a whole nother realm of experiences and knowledge brought into her life, man. And women love this. And 3, when it comes to a man being an original, it even comes down to the way a man approaches a woman. It even comes down to the way a man jumps in a DM. Because I'm going to tell you, man, the regular brother, man, that jumps in a DM, he's going to see a woman he likes. And if he's commenting up on their pictures, he's lame. He's a bathwater drinker like we talked about. If a real brother wants to shoot his shot, he's going to go straight to the DM, right? Or he's going to straight approach a woman in public. And instead of coming with this lame, hey, beautiful, I like that dress you got on, or whatever brothers do, he's going to come with a completely different game, right? He's going to come from a completely different experience. Now, I would be sitting here lying to you brothers if I said that, hey, soul never jumps in a DM. On a 12-month basis, in other words, in a complete year, I may jump in 1, maybe 2 DMs, but it takes a certain type of woman for me to do that. And if I jump in her DM, I'm keeping it all the way live, right? I'm coming at her like, like jumping in a DM is one of the lamest things. For some reason, you have caused me to jump outside of my comfort zone. There's something about you, right? And then I'm just going to say, my name is Soul. I'm from Dallas. Where you from? Instead of coming with all this tap dancing, Bojangles BS that brothers come with, right? There's nothing more attractive to a woman than a brother that's not trying to run game and a brother that's original. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing if I see a woman in public. I will shut down what I'm doing if I see a bad woman walk across the room that I really want to get to meet, that I say, you know what? There's a chance that I'll never see her again. I'll go up to her and just start talking to her, right? And I'm coming with some original stuff, right? I'm telling you, being original is highly favored in today's society. And it goes both ways. I was at a very small speaking engagement year and a couple of months ago, where a friend of mine here in the Dallas area, she's a YouTuber. She has a small book club, and I turned her on to Outwitting the Devil. So once they got through halfway point of this book, I went over there and I kind of gave her a little spiel on my thoughts on the book. And this is one thing I noticed, brother. There was about 10 to 12 women that showed up. And for the most part, I mean, these women were 8, 9s, and dimes, right? They were cute women, but all of them had this same cookie cutter type vibe about them. All of them had the long, straight hair. All of them had the certain little outfits, tight jeans and heels. They were hot. They were killing it, right? And I remember a couple of women came in late, and one of these women came in, man. And first thing I noticed was she had on this funny little, looked like she knitted some kind of little top. And then she had this little, I think they're called the Bantu knots or something like that. She came in and the women were like, oh, girl, I like your hair, I like your shirt. She was like, yeah, I made this. And the thing about this woman, she wasn't even the cutest in the room. If I had to put a number on her, like I said, the other ones were 8, 9s, and dimes. This woman was probably a 7, 7.5. But I'm telling you, this woman stood out more than any other women because she was original. She had her own clothes, she had her own hair. And I was like, you know what, this woman is hot. But it was really because she was original. You know what I'm saying? Being original, brothers, being authentic goes a long way. And the last point I want to make on this, you have to understand that when a woman has a man that's original, then is that much more important that she holds on to him. But because once she's separated from this man for whatever reason, think about going from a man that's a one-of-a-kind brother back to a pool of brothers that all look alike, that all talk alike, think alike, walk alike. That's going to be miserable, man. That's why being authentic is something that a woman highly craves. Now, another thing that women absolutely crave about a man, right, is that man being successful and moving forward. Now, when I say successful, what I don't mean is a man making a certain dollar amount, right? When I talk about a man being successful, I'm really talking about a frequency, right? You know how people say that misery loves company? Well, success does the exact same thing, man. Women just like being around that frequency or that vibration of a successful man. Now, when a man is successful, and what I mean by successful mean he's doing something he's passionate about. He's doing something that's advancing him in life, what that tells a woman is that he's vibrating now, like I said, right? But when a man is forward moving, that lets her know that that man is tied to the plug. You know what I'm saying? Now, take for example, a man gets a job at, let's say, General Motors. Gets a good factory job. He's young. He gets a job at like a GM, and he sees his future. He's like, you know what? I see myself spending 30 years with this company. Pension, nice 401k, a lot of good benefits, and just ride this thing out. Now, knowing how a woman is made, that woman is going to be excited because that woman is going to feel like that man has provided a certain level of security, and that's a good thing, man. But you have to understand that in so much time, and that may be a few years, that may be a decade, that woman is going to start to lose a little bit of fire in her eyes if all that man is doing is getting up every morning, going to the gym, coming home, sitting on the couch, watching Sanford and Son, right? Because you have to understand that women crave a man that's forward thinking, right? Again, she's going to start to lose a little fire in her eyes. But once that man starts to get off work and comes in and he's working on that book, or working on opening up that coffee shop, or working on opening up that cigar lounge, that woman is gonna, instinctively, get that fire back in her eyes, because women crave that, man. I have an aunt and an uncle, and man, they've been married as long as I've been alive. I think I can't remember them not being married. And man, I'm telling you, just watching them, man, it's still like watching like two teenagers that just met, man. They're like little kids. And my uncle, he had a very good job at a brewery for several years. But I remember on the side, when I was really young, he was always into mechanics. Fixing cars for people, fixing cars up and selling them, fixing cars up to race them and make money. He was passionate about something. He was forward moving on something that was advancing him, man. And my aunt, she just loved that about him. And as he got older, and as that plant work started to slow down before that company closed, he got into, he opened his own business. He opened up a barbecue joint called Tasty Barbecue. It ended up opening up in different locations and just growing that. And it's like, when I look back at him, I'm like, he's always been into something else, always been into, growing and expanding himself. And I'm telling you, man, my aunt looks at him, man, like he hung the moon, So again, guys, being forward thinking, being a successful man, doing something you're passionate about, that drives a woman crazy, man. And even when you get with a woman and these things, or these things that you're passionate about, takes away from some of your time, I'm telling you, brothers, regardless of what that woman says, she still wants you to keep that, on the forefront. She still is going to love you more and respect you more because you have this drive to expand. So remember that, guys. Always be in the mindset of, of being successful, doing things that you love and that you're passionate about. But always, but never get comfortable, never get complacent. Always, continue to reach for the stars and reach for your future goals, man. Because I'm telling you, women love this about a man. Now, the third thing, brothers, that a woman absolutely craves, and I save the best for last, right, is you have to be a man that lives life, right? The quickest way to turn a woman off, the quickest way to get a woman going the other way is to be a boring brother. And I'm telling you, most brothers are boring, right? Now, I'll be the first to admit, I am the Elohim of Netflix and chill. To me, there's nothing better to me than to be in my own space, soaking up my own energy, watching a good movie, grabbing me some nice cold beverages and popcorn. To me, that's good living, brother. I can do this all day. But at the same time, there's not a sister on the planet that has been in my space that can say this soul is boring, right? Not even remotely close, right? I remember, this was some years ago. I was living in Shreveport. Louisiana. And me and this young lady, we've been talking for a while, and we woke up one Saturday morning. I'm talking about, man, we in pretty much house clothes. I'm in shorts and flip-flops, so we're going to get some Starbucks. So we're in the Starbucks drive-thru, and the young lady's talking about how she's never been on a roller coaster. And I'm like, what? Like we in our 30s and you've never been on a roller coaster? She's like, not only that, I've never even been to an amusement park, right? So as soon as we pull out a drive-thru, right, Shreveport, Louisiana, I hop on Interstate 20 and head straight to Texas, man. I go to Dallas, we stop at Target, get about $10 worth of cheap clothes to last for the day, and we went to Six Flags, man. And I'm telling you, had the time of our lives, man. Had a blast. And I'm telling you, man, when I talk about brothers being, not being bored, it's more about brothers being, having interesting lives as well as being spontaneous. But you have no idea how much spontaneity, plays a part in a woman's life. If a woman is going to be in my life, it's a must that, she needs a passport, but she's going to definitely have to have some hiking shoes. She's going to definitely have to have some running shoes because we're going to hit the trails. We're going to do 5Ks. We're probably going to do a little skydiving, right? But because I'm always trying to do something. I'm always trying to live life. And not for some other woman, for myself. I love experiencing life. And I'm telling you, man, that's something that's taken me a long way with women, right? And the thing about a brother not being bored or a brother being, being spontaneous, a lot of us brothers think that we have to spend all this money to do things, man. I'm telling you, women are a lot more simple than you think as far as doing things, man. Going out and trying out, a new wine bar in a different city, man. Going for ice cream, going to a trail, things that are free, man. Just being a brother that thinks outside of the box and loves to experience new things. You don't always have to be catching flights to Jamaica. You don't always have to be in Barbados or going to Paris to put a sparkle in a woman's eyes, man. Just being a brother, man, that likes to just, on a drop of a dime, man, do whatever you want to do. It's a freedom associated to it, right? And then too, when I talk about boring, you have to consider the activity that goes on in the bedroom as well. I'm telling you, brothers, man, a lot of brothers are on this, what they don't do and all this stuff when it comes to the bedroom. If you don't have rope and cuffs and honey and fruit, in your arsenal in the bedroom, brother, I'm telling you, you're probably not checking a lot of boxes in that woman's life, man. So it's not all about going out and doing things, man. It's about being spontaneous, in all areas of life. You know what I'm saying? Some things aren't just restricted to the room that you sleep in. Some stuff, sometimes when the kids are gone, brother, you need to be, the kitchen. You got the other. You know what I'm saying, brothers? You have to be spontaneous, man. Women love this. So, being a brother that loves to live life, man. Being a brother that just, on a drop of a dime will get in a car and take a road trip to nowhere just to get there and turn around, man. It's the simple things in life like this, man, that women crave. Women love brothers like this. So what are our takeaways, brother? The first is be original. I don't care if you're a corny brother, a cheesy brother, a swagged up brother, the OG. Nobody can be a better you than you. You know what I'm saying? Be original, man. I'm telling you, this goes a long way with women. And once you're original, you can't be replaced. You know what I'm saying? You can't be replaced. 2, be forward thinking and always strive for success. A lot of brothers, they'll have their life in order, man. They're reaching for their goals. And sometimes they'll get with the woman, man, a solid sister. And this energy, too much energy goes from their goals and purpose, and it goes toward this woman. You have to check yourself on this, guys, because not even women want this. Women, if a woman comes to you because you're focused and you're moving a certain way, then that she's expecting you to continue to move this way, right? And the third thing, guys, is consistently just always be a man that enjoys life. You know what I'm saying? Be spontaneous, be adventurous, be immortal.
At ease!